All right, hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors go out to our apostles, elders, great millstone, who rule and teach well. Shalom wa Barakiam to you, brothers and sisters out there. All right, this is Brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville Camp, and Lord, one at this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. All right, I'm a big fan of this show. It's probably my favorite show, honestly, of all time. And I would say overall it's a pretty spiritual show. All right, when you look at the plot and the ideas, especially later on in the show. Now, I will say, spoiler alerts. I'm not going to put a whole lot out there. I mean, the lesson ain't going to be long, but I just want to bring out a couple points because it shows that, the Lord's Spirit is truly in everything. Okay? There's inklings of truth in everything. You can, read between the lines with everything we watch and listen to, man. And it shows that these people out here, they know, which, I believe the writer of this could be a Jake. All right, he's a young so-called Asian dude, but he could be a Jake, man. And because when I was reading this morning, I was reading additions to Esther, all right, in the Apocrypha, which goes into the story of Mordecai, all right, the Benjaminite in the time of the Persian Medes, dealing with Haman the Agagite, the Edomite, And basically I was reading and I'm like, bro, this sounds a lot like the storyline of Attack on Titan. I'm like, Attack on Titan had to have gotten inspiration from the Bible, from the scriptures. That's the only way. And the reason why is because basically, to summarize it up, there's a group of people in Attack on Titan called the Eldians, which basically represent the Israelites. Now, all the nations on the earth, especially this nation called Marley, which, I perceive is supposed to be Esau, Edom, all right, and, the land of Marley is basically kind of like Babylon in a way. Okay, but, that's supposed to be Esau, Edom. Them and the other nations, they conspire against the Eldians and want to destroy them off the face of the earth. They essentially want no dealings with them. They portray the Eldians as an evil, wicked, terrible people that need to be destroyed because they're a threat to humanity, when it's the complete opposite. All right, the Israelites are the ones that the Lord created to govern and rule the earth in righteousness under his laws, man. All right, so I'm going to get a few things. Some of the songs, I'm going to start with that. Because these other nations out here, man, they hate you, Jake. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the most hated people on the earth. All right, this Psalms chapter 83 and 1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, Tyre. Asor also is joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot Salah." See? So these other nations conspire to take us off the face of the earth. Starting with Esau, Edom, he hates us. He's, like in that Genesis 3, there's a perpetual hatred between the seed of the serpent towards the seed of the woman, the seed of the righteous, the seed of the Israelites, the sons of God. Okay? Esau, Edom is the antagonist in this movie, man. He hates Jake. All right, without cause. He's envious of Jake as well. All right, but they want us gone. They want us destroyed because they know there's something special about us, and they're jealous that they don't have the birthright because they sold it. All right? So let me get a couple things in this additions to Esther. Let me just put a bookmark on this so I don't forget where I'm at. I believe it was down here where Haman said something. Might be the third chapter where Haman said that, the fourth one. Yep, boom, here we go. All right, additions of Esther, or to Esther, Salakia. This is, of course, chapters that were taken out by Esau, Edom. It says, additions to Esther chapter 4, verse 3. It says, "Now when I asked my counselors how this might be brought to pass, Ammon," which is Haman the Agagite, the Edomite, he's an Amalekite, all right, the so-called small hats today, that excelled in wisdom among us and was approved for his constant goodwill and steadfast fidelity, which of course he has alternative motives, and had the honor of the second place in the kingdom, declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world, because in Attack on Titan 2, you have this island where the Eldians are, but you also have Eldians across the globe, and they're scattered amongst the nations, and they're treated like shit, okay? And they're hated, and they're despised. And then you got certain Eldians that are scattered amongst those nations that, basically, coon all out for Esau, Edom, and the other nations to try to earn themselves respect or a name amongst the heathens, by betraying their own people. And that's just like what we see today. All right, it says, declared unto us that in all nations throughout the world, there was scattered a certain malicious people that had laws contrary to all nations and continually despised the commandments of kings, so as the uniting of our kingdoms, honorably intended by us, cannot go forward. Seeing then, we understand that this people alone is continually in opposition unto all men, differing in the strange manner of their laws, and evil affected to our state, working all the mischief they can that our kingdom may not be firmly established. So he's basically sowing discord and lies about the Israelites, making us seem like we're just a devil seed, a demon spawn. Okay? It says, therefore have we commanded that all they that are signified in writing unto you by Haman, who is ordained over the affairs and is next unto us, shall all, with their wives and children, be utterly destroyed by the sword of their enemies, without all mercy and pity, the 14th day of the 12th month Adar of this present year. That they who of old and now also are malicious may in one day with violence go into the grave, and so ever hereafter cause our affairs to be well settled and without trouble. All right, so you see, because I believe this is the King Artaxerxes. Yeah, see, because he was a counselor. Haman was a counselor for the king, and he was basically, planting seeds in his ear. All right, but then, of course, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, Yahweh at the time, because Yahweh Shai hadn't walked the earth at this time. All right, although he'd been on the earth, he didn't walk on the earth as Yahweh Shai specifically at this point in time. All right, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Salaki. Okay, I thought there was another one. It says, I'll read verse 8. Then Mordecai, that's who it's supposed to be, Mordecai, thought upon all the works of the Lord and made his prayer unto him, saying, O Lord, Lord the King Almighty, for the whole world is in thy power, and if thou hast appointed to save Israel, there is no man that can gainsay thee. For thou hast made heaven and earth and all the wondrous things under the heaven. Thou art Lord of all things, and there is no man that can resist thee, which art the Lord. All right, so, Mordecai is basically begging, like, Baba Kashah, deliver us from this evil plot. Okay? Which Esau still carries out stuff like this today. He's just more secretive and discreet about it. But you Jakes are about to find out. Salaki. Revelations 12 and 12, this devil's going to come down with great wrath, and he's going to show you his true colors. He's going to show you, Sirach 12 and 10, why it says not to trust him, and why it says his rust is not altogether wiped away. Because he's still a fucking demon at the end of the day. Just because this man because he's operating in society, he has a 9 to 5, and he's cool, to hang around at work, every so often, doesn't mean he loves you, man. All right? Let society crumble, and you're going to see just how much Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, hates your black ass, man. All right? Just as they always have. Okay? That's the big difference between the Edomite and the Israelite. Israelites, and that's how we know no Edomite can come in this knowledge, man. Because the Edomite would not forward the ministry or the kingdom of Israel. Esau is always trying to destroy it and dismantle it and take it apart. Okay? That's a key indicator on who is and isn't an Israelite. If you see somebody sincerely doing the work, sincerely trying to uplift, the ministry, glorify the names of Yahweh by Shemal Shai, teach this word, to strive for the kingdom of heaven, that ain't no damn heathen, man. The heathens look to destroy Jake. All right, and then in history, when heathens have made alliances with Jake, it's usually for an ulterior motive. There's a reason, especially Esau. Esau don't help Jake just to help Jake. He does it because he's trying to benefit himself as well. Okay? That's literally it. So I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this as well. 2nd Ezra chapter 6. I'm going to start at 57. It says, "And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?" Exactly. So, the prophet Ezra is essentially asking, like, Lord, how much longer are we going to have to deal with these heathens? Because like the priest Zechariah, right, the father of John the Baptist, was talking about how the Lord promised to save us from our enemies that are round about us. All right, because that's a big part of salvation, man. That really is salvation, us being saved from our enemies. All right, right now we're amongst, our enemies scattered in all these countries, and they're trying to destroy us from being a people. They want to make us no more a name in the earth. They want to destroy the memorial of Israel, man. And shit, for a lot of our people, they've done it. They haven't physically, so-called deleted, a lot of Jake, but they've deleted Jake's mind. Most of our people don't know who the fuck they are, man. They're still calling themselves black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Native American, all right, Dominican. They don't know left from right. Okay? So you can see this man is crafty, which is why we have to, constantly be on our P's and Q's. Which is why we constantly have to bring these things out and admonish our people like, look, don't trust this devil, man. He fucking hates you, all right? No matter what type of fake deal he tries to sell you, he hates you, man. Okay, so Lord, when that this lesson was edifying, before I close, I want to give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rechah HaKodash. Double honors go out to the apostle and elders of great millstone who rule and teach well. Shalom, wa barakim to you brothers and sisters out there, man. Shalom.